Welcome and thank you for watching OCIA's Organic Certification 101 presentation. My name is Angie Tunick and I'll be walking you through the steps to certification. And with over 80 organic certifiers to choose from, I hope to explain how OCIA is unique and stands out above the rest. As one of the oldest organic certification agencies, OCIA was incorporated back in 1988 by a group of farmers. OCIA was established as a not-for-profit organization and continues to be a member-run. Farmers from around the globe gather annually to hold annual meetings where they hear industry-leading presenters, they elect board members, and they have a vote in any changes to the fee schedule and OCIA standards. And even though our headquarters are based in Lincoln, Nebraska, we can certify organic farmers in all 50 states. OCIA regional offices are also located in Canada, Mexico, Japan, Peru, and Nicaragua. When joining OCIA, there are a couple different ways to join, and I'll go over pricing later in another slide. But chapter members are most common for producers, especially starting out in organic farming. Chapters are made up of at least 5 organic farmers. They hold chapter meetings, they have farm tours and workshops. So we have 19 chapters in the United States, 1 in Canada, and 1 in Guatemala. Direct associates are OCIA members that are typically larger and they don't want to join a chapter, they just want to join OCIA International directly, and that is also made up of farmers and processors. And then we have community grower groups that are primarily found in Latin America, typically coffee growers who own small parcels of land and their organic sales are less than $5,000 annually. So organic agriculture is a whole system farming approach. It promotes ecological and conserves biodiversity. Healthy soil is the foundation of organic farms. Pests and weeds are controlled by things like crop rotations, soil improvements, birds and predator insects, row crops, and labor, manual labor. So organic certification is where no prohibited materials have been applied to the land for 36 months. It provides verification that the operation is following the organic standards, and it allows for the use of organic labeling. It does involve annual paperwork, record keeping, and annual inspections. There is an exemption in the NOP standards where producers whose sales of organic products are less than $5,000 and they are in compliance with all of the organic standards. They may use the term organic, but not the USDA certified organic logo. So many people ask who monitors the organic standards. In the United States, first you've got the USDA's National Organic Program. They oversee the National Organic Standards, also known as the NOP Final Rule. Then you've got the National Organic Standards Board, the NOSB, and they make recommendations about materials and practices used in organic production. And then you have organic certification agencies like OCIA, and they are accredited by the USDA to act on its behalf. And then you've got organic inspectors that actually go out to the farms and make sure that the organic farmers are doing what they say they're doing. So if you ask what's prohibited in organic farming, there is a national list of allowed and prohibited substances that identifies what can and cannot be used in organic crop and livestock production. To view the complete list, I've got the website down there that you would go to look at that. But for the most part, natural substances are allowed and synthetic substances are not allowed. We always recommend that you check with your certifier first. Input reviews can be done if you've got a product that you want to use and you don't know if it's allowable, then you can send it to your certifier to review the ingredients and they can approve it or not approve it. There's also OMRI out there, that's the Organic Material Review Institute, and their website is www.omri.org. And they have 2 different lists, the products list and the generic materials list. With different either brand name products or generic products that you can search for. So if it is OMRI approved, it's safe for organic farming productions. And sometimes there are with or without restrictions listed alongside a brand's name, so be sure to read that as well. And you can also do a keyword search on their website if you're looking for a specific brand. But the basic steps to certification is to first contact a certification agency. Our website is www.ocia.org, and that email address would go straight to me. You'd want to ask for an application for certification, and you'd want to apply the year that you're wanting to sell that crop as organic. So we have an application, we have an OSP, that stands for Organic System Plan, and also several record-keeping documents that you'd complete and send in with your application. We would send out an inspector once we do have a complete file on hand, and then we would call you, our reviewers would call you with any follow-up questions that they may have after the inspection happens. And then you would receive a decision. So our average turnaround time is 30 to 60 days after we receive all the paperwork needed to review. And then you can apply for a cost share rebate. And what your certifier, what we will do is provide you with a paid receipt for what you've paid into your certifier as you apply for the cost share. So our certification application is 3 pages. It just asks you basic contact information and the type of certification that you're requesting. Then we have the operator licensing agreement that you would read and sign. We right now have an addendum that goes to the OLA regarding inspections during this pandemic time. And then there's an OSP for all crops or livestock or handling or apiary or maple production. So you'd complete the appropriate OSP and submit that with your OLA and certification application. And then there's several record-keeping documents that we also keep on our website, things like clean down records, field history forms that you'd also want to send in with your application. Just some time frame and tips. We recommend submitting a certification application 3 to 6 months before you wish to actually sell your organic products. Inspections are typically scheduled while the crop is up and out of the ground, or if it's for processing when the facility is ready to run organic products. And we also recommend not leaving any areas of the application blank. If there's a section that doesn't apply to you, simply write that it doesn't apply versus skipping the section. So in organic crops, soil building and crop rotations are key. The seeds that you use are also important. All seeds must be organic unless the quantity, quality, or variety of seeds that you desire is not available. If that is the case, then records of documented seed search must be kept if you do decide to use an untreated non-GMO seed instead of an organic seed. And then also during the transition years, during those 36 months when you're transitioning, you can also plant a non-GMO untreated seed during those transition years. This is an example of the organic seed search form that you would have to complete if you don't use an organic seed. And buffer zones are really important in organic farming. Buffer zones are distinct, defined boundaries, and buffer zones must be placed in on your field map and drawn in. The determination of the buffer adequacy is left to the organic producer. So it's on a case-by-case basis, and it's whatever you feel is necessary to protect your organic crop from the neighboring field. But you may harvest crops from the buffer zone, but you cannot sell those crops as organic. So record keeping is very important in organic farming. The field history form tells your certifier the history of your farm for the last 36 months, any sort of field activity, any inputs used. So when you apply for certification, we'll need to see those 36 months. If you haven't managed the land in those last 36 months, then we have a prior land use form that would be completed by the former landowner if you've recently purchased it. I get a lot of questions about CRP ground. If land is coming out of CRP, then it is right away typically ready to get certified. And then clean down records should also be maintained when equipment or transportation is used both for organic and conventional crops. And this is an example of our farm equipment clean down record. OCIA also offers a transition program. We just started that a few years ago. It's for NOP crops, and it does provide transitioning farmers peace of mind knowing that they're on the right track. So it is a $600 flat fee each year of the 3 years of transition. It includes both an inspection and a file review. So it's a lot shorter application, around 15 pages, that you would fill out what you've done so far, what you plan to do, and that you'd turn into us. And then an inspector would come out. And then if everything looks good, that you're adhering to the organic standards during your transitioning years, you would receive a letter stating what year of transition that you're in. So it's not a certificate, but it's a letter stating what year of transition you're in. If you're unsure, it definitely provides peace of mind. So the purpose of an inspection is to verify what is written in the organic system plan is actually occurring. The inspectors are the eyes and ears of the certification agency, and they watch for areas where risk to organic integrity occurs. So they come out to observe, verify, and report. They'll look at all the fields of the operation, including transitional and conventional. They'll look at all the equipment and the storage, and they look at your records maintained by the operation and your audit trail. And they do a traceability audit and inventory balance. They typically start an inspection by conducting an opening meeting. They ask questions about your operation and they go through paperwork. They visit fields and equipment or the processing facility, and then they conduct their exit interview and they forward their report to the certification agency. So the cost of certification for a chapter member is $325 for the certification fee to the NOP. If you need additional standards, if you're selling into other countries, that is $80 per review. And a typical inspection estimate that you'd find in the Midwest is $350. If it's more or less after the inspection happens, we will invoice you or credit you, but we do hire independent inspectors to go out and do the inspection. And then you'd have a $35 international membership fee that gets you a vote at our annual meeting and our quarterly newsletter. And then you would have chapter dues, and that does vary by chapter according which chapter you join. In the United States, we do have 19 chapters. And then later in the year, you would have acreage fees. So depending on what the crop is that you're selling, you would have an acreage fee associated with that crop or that cover crop. Now, if you're a processor and you don't have those acreage fees, you do have a 0.75% sales fee on your organic sales, and that's again for processors. And currently we do have a $200 coupon for all new members, so that $200 would be taken off your $325 certification fee, so that would take that down to $125. If you join us as a direct associate and not a chapter member, your fees are dependent upon your total gross organic sales. Again, this is typically the large processors that want to come in as direct associates or large farmers that don't want to also join a chapter. So their fees start at $880 and go up from there depending on their organic sales. And a typical handling inspection typically starts at $600. That's just an estimate. And then the $95 for their membership fee is optional. So this would get them a vote at the annual meeting and also a discount on OCIA trainings. And then that $200 off coupon would also apply to their certification fee. There's currently a National Organic Certification Cost Share program going on. And right now they're reimbursing 50% up to $500 per category of certification, whether you're a producer or processor. And there's a list of costs that are eligible for reimbursement in that program. You could go to the website below for more information on that cost share program, or you could visit your local FSA office for an application. And then you would just submit that cost share application to that FSA office or that State Department of Ag. And then as a certifier, we would provide you a paid receipt for what you've paid into your certifier. OCIA is also unique in that our members have started OCIA Research and Education. This is a charitable nonprofit organization that funds organic farming research around the world. We offer microgrants, scholarships, we have Farmer of the Year awards, we partner with universities, and we offer a mentorship program. Our microgrants range anywhere from $500 to $3,000, and we try to award as many as we can each year. We both have an organic research microgrant and an educational microgrant. And the forms can be found on our website at www.ocia.org. We also offer scholarships. We typically award 2 $1,000 scholarships each year to graduate students at universities conducting organic research. And then we also offer a mentorship program. So if you're new to organic farming or in your transition years, you can contact us and we will line up a mentor in your area where you're able to go visit their farm. Mentors can also visit your farm at least twice during the year. And then mentors would submit their travel reimbursement to OCIA R&E for reimbursement. This year, we are now offering applications to come in through our website online, and this has been very popular and very handy for a lot of people to apply. You would just go to our website, ocia.org, and we would give you a username or password the first time that you log in, and then you're able to right away update your password into your own personal password that you can remember. And then each OSP starts with an activities checklist where we ask you a variety of questions. And if you check the box on the left, then the forms will appear as you go through the form online so that it's definitely a complete file when it comes to us. You're also able to go back into when you log in and do your personal password. Even in the future, you're able to see which forms have been submitted, and you're able to update them and resubmit them each year at time of renewal. And then you'll get a submission successful message when we do have a complete file when you use our online forms. So it's been very helpful for a lot of people, but you are also still able to complete a hard copy. If you do want a hard copy application, we can mail that to you. And then you would just fill that out and mail it back in. And we are able to email the forms to you too, if you'd like an email copy to type in and email back to us. So there's 3 different ways to submit applications to OCIA. Well, thank you for joining me today. I hope this has been very helpful in learning a little bit more about the organic certification process and about OCIA. If you have further questions, please reach out to me anytime. My contact information is on this slide. Also be sure to friend OCIA International on Facebook, where I post announcements as to which trade shows we'll be at or which chapter is having a farm tour. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, where I post organic farming presentations from our annual meetings and videos from our members. Hope you have a great day.